Hi, what I want to talk to you about is our zone RPOs. It's our starting point when we install things. It's simple, it's sound, and you can completely stack a whole series into this. And that's what we'll show you today. Again, the yellow boxes are teaching points or coaching points, so those are details you can refer to. And again, the PowerPoint will be included here with the video that you can go back and look to for specific references. First off, when we're doing our zone, you're going to see the term RPOs, run pass options, but also post-snap, some RROs, run options. The other trigger terms here with the zone is a banjo call and then a stutter or north call we'll get into as we start to add things. What we're trying to do here is pick and package plays to fit your personnel. So it's thinking about what is the best return on investment, fitting people, and the best way to attack weaknesses of the defenses you're going to be going against. There'll be a pre-snap read step, which we call ANA, access, no access, what we're looking for, and then post-snap we'll read one specific defender. Okay. The neat thing about the system is you can read all levels, level 1 being a defensive lineman, typically a defensive end that we'll talk about in this series, to second level, which are linebackers, and then third level, safeties and corners, secondary people. So specifically, we're going to talk about the split zone, but we've adapted to a Veer concept. Then we'll add a stutter bubble, and then some additional constraint plays would be an H-back split screen we got from Penn State, and then a classic speed option. So again, to go through the pre-snap ANA process, what we're looking for here is these Mr. Zeros, which are hanging linebackers. Are they inside or outside of the run box? And basically, are they taking away the pass, or are they not taking away the pass? If they are not taking away the passing area, meaning they're in the box, then that means we have access to throw the football. If we have no access, meaning they're outside the box and taking away the pass, then we would say no access, but you can see then we've got good numbers to run the football. So that's the first thing we'll look at. The next thing we've learned to do from Penn State is this is an actual practice plan of theirs, is we use a teaching progression, and we'll focus here on this series is a phase 1 of a team tempo and position, which we combine with position fundamentals. We do for 5 minutes every start of every offensive session, and then we go right into 5 minutes of our zone drill, which we'll go over. The key point here is Joe Moorhead, who was the Penn State offensive coordinator where we've got these concepts, and now the head coach at Mississippi State. What he likes to do is, again, use, quote, limited number of runs executed to perfection. So you're going to use one blocking scheme here and have a whole offense. This is the team tempo drill. It's very simple, as we can line up all of our linemen along with our H-backs and get our shotgun snaps with our centers for 2 minutes, and they're simply going to pair up and be able to fit and drive for 5 minutes, just working on good first steps, fitting and driving. We'll get our shotgun snaps. Your quarterbacks can be working on a specific step for that day, but it's 2 minutes we start every day, so we get those snaps. Then for the other 3 minutes, they'll join their position group. The quarterbacks will go with the running backs, do some fundamental work for the rest of that period. So it's 5 minutes of that. Very simple, as the linemen would have 3 minutes of doing their own work. The next phase then is to go into phase 2, and that's right into our zone drill. You can see here we've got the skills separate, working on the combination of our pre-snap access, where we'd have the bubble or the outgo with our zone, split zone concept. And the linemen then would be working their, what we call our Veer scheme, what we adapted with the split zone. All right, so here's the split zone, and like I said, we adapted it to a loaded Veer so that we were all stepping the same direction. The beauty about split zone that you don't get with a Veer is we're going to go ahead and block that defensive end, though, with the H-back coming across like split zone, so we don't have a bang-bang read. What's real simple then, you've got the bubble with the A and the Z, the X running the out-go, that's that pre-snap, so if you have access, you simply go ahead, and we'll get into this, a banjo call and throw it. Everybody else is running the play. If we don't have access, then we go right into post-snap read, which then becomes a run read option with the quarterback giving or keeping to the outside. Again, teaching point here is the quarterback needs to take 3 steps down in and get a good ride phase, and the back needs to press this, and it is a gut play to a bounce to the outside. Here's some video of it. You're going to see here we do what's called a ride and decide. So this defensive end, we're coming split veer to the right. You can see there's no access at this point, so we're going to go ahead and post-snap read key the defensive end. In this diagram, he goes ahead and gets upfield, keeps his shoulder square so we can give the ball, and we still have the back or the H-back split blocking that defensive end. In this diagram, it's going to be the exact same play. Initially, we have access. We could have thrown the bubble here, but we're going to go ahead, and this defensive end is going to now sit and turn his shoulders, and it ends up being a QB keep. So the defensive end at this time stays down. There we get the log block by the H-back and a 20-yard gain, same play. Here's Penn State running it with Barkley. The difference here with split zone is the linemen are going to actually zone step to the right and the back is going to cut back to the left. The reason we adapted this for high school players is it was confusing to actually have the out being away from the way the play was actually going, it designated to go. So we simply used old Veer steps, so now everybody would be going the same way. But you're going to see the same thing happen watching this defensive end get upfield, and they go. Barkley again, guts up the middle, but then bounces outside, and you even see quarterback McSorley getting a block downfield for a touchdown. So that's a split zone play from Penn State. The bubble pass part, again, if we see we have access to throw the bubble here, or we feel we've got a good situation where we've got a free out play, where we like to match up for a go, then simply the quarterback yells banjo to the back is the only one who needs to know. Everybody else is still blocking split zone or split veer. The back will just go right to that defensive end so we don't get it in the face of the quarterback. Simply a banjo call to the back, banjo, banjo, and we're going to throw the ball. No one else needs to know or hear. The quarterback, or the coach, if he wants to alert and tell the quarterback, I like our leverage to throw the football, he simply does the alert call, and that can tell him, basically giving him an okay to throw the pass to. Next one then is we'll go ahead and go into a play action. We're going to do what I call a stutter bubble, meaning we're going to fake bubble and throw. With this, we simply add a signal of a north, and that's tapping on top of the head. The receivers see this, the signal, they don't need a word cue. And now we're going to do bubble and swing. We're going to fake bubble and go. We're going to do an out and up here. Everything's the same inside. The quarterback is simply going to give a quick stutter and then reload and go. You've seen Penn State, you have a ton of success with this. Again, it's a great complement play action pass. The quarterback does add a north cue with the signal, and that simply tells the lineman they cannot be more than a yard downfield, but they still execute their veer blocking scheme. The other key point you can do with this is it does not have to be a split action by the halfback, meaning he splits the formation and blocks the defensive end. He's always going to go block the play side or the call side defensive end. So if your numbers are such, you can run this towards the H-back, and he simply does a scoop type block there to get the defensive end. Everything else stays exactly the same. Another thing we like to do to adapt is you'll get defenses doing what's called a scrape exchange to defend this, meaning the defensive ends are going to come down, giving the quarterback a keep read, and the linebacker will scrape outside and take him. What you can do here then is add a slice call, and all we do is change our signal from a split signal like this to a slice. Now the quarterback adds the slice term to the call. All that does is tell the H-back that he's going to go towards that defensive end just like he always does. If he's wide or inside and slanting down, he can go up around and go block that same linebacker for the scrape exchange. The quarterback would keep its same pre-snap and post-snap read. So again, only one person is making a change to handle a defensive adjustment. Everything else stays the same for the offense. This is the one that Penn State made very popular. And again, we were able to use a lot this last year with a lot of success. Now you can take your same split veer or split zone concept, and the H-back, instead of blocking that defensive end, is going to continue making sure he stays behind the line of scrimmage. And now the quarterback, if he gets a pull read, he's going to go ahead and throw the ball versus run. So this is a great way to use a quarterback that you don't feel is a great runner, is a good thrower, and get the ball out of his hands, or you want to get the ball in the hands of your H-back. We simply add a south call here to it. So here will be a diagram of it coming. You're going to see Gesicki's going to come across here. The same reads all the same here with the defensive end. You'll see it full speed here from a side view and then from behind. Defensive sits. You can see now the quarterback simply throws that. The key is that H-back has to be behind the line of scrimmage, and then those receivers can be blocking downfield, just like any other bubble play. You'll see it here again from behind. The defensive end comes down. Easy 6 points. Here it is again, and you're going to see against Iowa where the defensive end comes up. Now it simply becomes your run play where it's a give. The difference you'll see in the video is with split zone, again, the play is actually called to the left, and Barkley's going to cut back. With us, we're going to all slide step to the right and veer scheme so that this tackle can actually get up on this middle linebacker. Again, you'll see this twice from the side and then from behind. So first, defensive end, easy read, comes upfield. Barkley makes the middle linebacker miss, being a great player that he is. Here again, you'll see it from behind, and this will be the fundamental difference in why we adapted to a veer scheme. Now this tackle will be able to get up to that with a veer scheme because he's never going to come down inside. He goes straight upfield. And you don't have to rely on Barkley making the man miss, being your running back. Last one then is just a classic speed option. Again, that's the neatness of using the veer concept, is you'll use your same veer scheme. Again, everybody sliding to the right. That tackle uses what we call a replace, so he doesn't turn his shoulders or come down inside at all. Gets the linebacker, first linebacker that shows will read that defensive end, and now the H-back is going to go ahead and arc release to the Sam. Just a simple, straight speed option. Again, hopefully this is a good way to get started. Some ideas with simple split zone concept, but a way you can adapt it to the high school level using a veer scheme up front. The third piece is then being able to scaffold a whole series of not only run game or RPOs or run options, but play action pass, screens, and ultimately finishing up with a speed option. Thanks.